All right, everybody, welcome to the First Step Podcast. This week, we're diving straight into the 2025 Players Championship, the biggest event in the PGA so far. We're super excited. Tournament is the best of the best. 48 of the top 50 players in the world are coming together for a $25 million purse, one of the biggest on the tour. Scotty Scheffler is going for his first ever three-peat at the Players, something I don't think even Tiger Woods has done. We've got best bets, expert picks, sleepers, matchups. We're going to deep dive into some of the TPC Sawgrass's favorite moments. I have Javi with me. Javi, say hello.
What's up, guys? Excited to be here, ready to go.
Excited to be here, ready to go. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe. Let's get into this.
This is First Step.
All right, Javo, how we doing, buddy? How's everything? Are you excited for the Players as much as I am?
Absolutely, man. I'm fired up. This is the first big golf tournament of the year. I feel like this is when the golf tournament, like the golf season, really gets going. It's actually a great time in sports too, because now we got the Players Championship.
True.
Then we're balls deep in college basketball right now. I took a beating yesterday in that, by the way. Fucking Chucky Hoops.
Yeah.
Nah, I can't mess with him. He's been hot. He's been good. He's been good to us. And we're having a pretty good night tonight on college basketball. And then right after college basketball, right after March Madness is done, it goes right into the Masters. So this is like a great time for golf and college basketball and sports betting in general.
Yeah, and let's not forget, Masters is here. Something a little extra special for Big Papa this time. Masters is I'm gonna be there, sniffing that grass, eating pimento cheese sandwiches, and drinking on $5 beers. I'm super excited, man. But before we get there, we're getting ahead of ourselves. We're getting way ahead of ourselves. It's the Players Championship. We're talking about TPC Sawgrass this week, and I've got 10 things that you got to know for the Players this week. I'm gonna go through them. I want you to let me know if I'm crazy or if these actually matter. All right, the first thing, most important thing about the Players Championship. It's an elite field, right? Big stakes, 48. The top 50 are here. Unfortunately, Tiger Woods is not going to be here this tournament. We had that injury report. Was it his rupture to his Achilles?
Yeah, I think he snapped another Achilles. I don't know, man. This might be it.
This might be it, man.
How many times do we need to keep doing this? I guess he'll still play. He'll recover because he's Tiger and he'll try and play. But at this point, I think it's just, you're never going to count him out, but he's just a novelty player at this point when he comes back. Sad to see, but hopefully he recovers. And definitely the strongest field. This is considered to be the strongest field in golf. Definitely the biggest prize purse of the year. So a lot of money on the line. All the best players are there.
This is the one they call the fifth major, right? This is like
this is a fifth major, and it's the only reason why the PGA Championship is bigger is because they gave it the label of a major championship. But this feels every bit of a major if you've ever been there in person. The course, it's a big boy course. They play the same course every year. It's a storied course, so it's got a lot of the same traits as a major, and just like the event, all the guys talk about it when you're there. It feels like a major. It really does.
Stakes. Yeah.
And it is. If you haven't won a major, but you want a Players Championship, it's the same thing. They're regarded as maybe it's not a green jacket or a U.S. Open,
U.S. Open or an Open. Yeah.
Winning a PGA Championship and winning a Players is, to me, they're almost on par with each other. Just one's not going to go in your major championship column for now, because I think they should eventually. I don't know why they haven't done it. I think they should make the Players Championship an official major championship.
So a 5 major tour.
I think that would be fun.
Hot take right there. Hot take. All right, so number two, massive purse, $25 million. $4.5 million to the winner, the biggest non-major payday. That just adds to what we were talking about.
It's the biggest, more than majors, more than anything.
It's bigger than the majors. You're right.
This is the biggest purse in golf.
So that just adds to what we were saying, right? Like elite field, big stakes, lots of money on the line. Super exciting. Number 3, we got Scotty Scheffler's dominance here. Back-to-back, 2 years in a row. Go for number 3. He is the undisputed favorite for this week. What a story, right? We talk about Scotty all the time and how he's just like a great player to follow and he's fun to watch. Yeah, he's not super fun to watch, but he's like a fun player. And man, to go for 3 in a row. What other tournament has someone won 3 in a row? Do you know off the top of your head?
Tiger's done it a few times in some other.
Not with this one though.
But not with this one. I don't think anyone's ever won 3 Players Championships in a row. It's just too hard of a tournament to win. And the fact that if you look back, like this is actually one of the hardest tournaments to pick a winner because there's just been so many kinds of like anybody can win on this golf course. The golf course is the story here. It always is. It's it's a big deal. It's built for stadium style golf with great finishes. Those last three finishing holes are unbelievable. You can see the other players while you're going through that 16, 17, 18 loop. It's electric. And historically, you always have different types of winners. You've had bombers, you've had guys just go around surgically on this golf course. You've had every kind of winner win at this course. To see Scotty do what he's done is pretty ridiculous. Yeah, he's not like the most flashy guy to watch, but his dominance has been so fun to watch. He just
wins, dude.
He's the greatest American golfer since Tiger Woods right now. I don't even think it's close. He hasn't been as up to par. Again, we're very spoiled by him right now. But I think right now his odds are plus 500. I picked him up at plus 450. I'll probably bet it again at plus 500. He's still my favorite.
One of the bigger stories. Yeah, it's absolutely one of the bigger stories. Yeah. Absolutely. All right, so number 4, 17th hole. It's iconic. I'm going to test your skills here. 1974, this tournament started. How many golf balls do you think have been in the water on the 17th?
1974. So let me do some rough math here.
Yeah.
Let's see. So 1974. So that makes it what? How many years? 51 years now?
Yeah.
This is a very educated guess. I'm going to go 7,000 golf balls.
That's a lot. It's 1,236. Which is still a lot of golf balls. But yeah, talk to me, dude. 17th hole, iconic. This is like a par 3 that you see on pretty much every. If you look up a par 3 on Google, I'm pretty sure you're gonna get a picture of the 17th hole.
It's arguably the most iconic par 3 out there. There's a few other ones. The number 6 at Pebble, 16 at Augusta. So there's some other famous ones, but this one definitely seems to be, it's the biggest one. It's the most famous. The way it's set up, it's a short little par 3, but that island green with everybody watching and the pressure, it's a lot of fun. It's actually one of my favorite bets is, I haven't even looked for it yet, but the over under on total amount of balls for the week in the water.
Ooh, that's a great bet. That's a great bet.
I haven't seen it. I'm
going to say at least
I haven't seen, I don't know what they usually give you an over under, but I haven't seen. My book hasn't given it to me yet, so I'm still trying to find it. If I find
we should do the math. Wait, let's do the math real quick. You have a calculator? I said 1236, and we said how many tournaments? 50. So 50 because we can't include this one. Where are we at?
Was it how many balls? 12.
So 140. So it's 1236 divided by 50.
Yeah, it's about 25 balls a tournament if you go evenly. But that's not because I remember, was it 2 years ago when they had the crazy wind?
Oh, that year was crazy wind. Swallowing.
Where guys were laughing on 17. It was ridiculous. I think there was over 100 balls in the water that week on 17. It depends on the week. I'm looking at my book right now, trying to see if they have it, and I don't see that bet. So,
okay. In the meantime, let's keep going. So number 5, things you should know about the Players Championship. Winners could come from everywhere here, man. Lots of Euros, lots of people from Australia. Different people have come. Siwoo Kim has won here. Craig Pertz has won here. This, and I'll add this to my 6th thing to talk about too. Iron play here is super huge. This is an iron players course. 44% of all the strokes of the winners have come from approach shots here, more than any other PGA tournament. So a player who can swing his irons well, it has an advantage. How do you feel about the players coming in here? We talk about Morikawa. We talk about these guys they're swingers. Is this course just better off for iron play, or are the big dogs? Do the big dogs take a step back? The Rorys, the heavy hitters.
They don't take a step back because we've seen them. We've seen all these guys win. Rory's won. Bombers have won this course course plenty of times. But it is 100% a second shot golf course. If you're not hitting greens in regulation out here, you're going to get eaten alive. It's always been that way. But that being said, you got to hit the fairways too. I've played this course. I've played it in competition. under the tournament pressure before, and some of these tee shots, like they are narrow. There's not a single like easy shot on this golf course. You got to think your way around the entire course, and if you're not hitting the fairway and you're hitting out of the rough, especially during the Players Championship, those second shots are going to be you're going to get eaten alive. So you need to have your full to win. You need to have your full game here. But mainly, if your approach game is bad, you can hit the ball 350 yards here all day and just be bad with your irons, and you're going to get eaten alive. It's definitely a second shot golf course, which is why I think you've had so many different kinds of winners. That's why there's not always been the stereotypical, oh, this is a good course for bombers. Oh, this is a very narrow course. Every kind of player has a chance to win out here, and that's what makes this such a great event, a great tournament. That's why it has that major championship feel, because it's just the golf course it's always the story at this tournament.
Is it in that sense like the Open, where how usually the golf course is the story, the wind, the elements, stuff like that? Like that, those are what's really affecting the.
Well, in the Open, I would say the wind is definitely the weather tends to be a bigger story. Sometimes the course, obviously, in every major championship, the course is a big story. But like on tournaments like Augusta and like the Masters, where you're playing the same course every year, just very storied historical course. This one, TPC Sawgrass, same thing. But it's also the design of it, man. This course is, to me, it's a perfect design. It's perfect
Florida home, baby. That's Florida. It's
yeah,
Florida
this is
golf course through and through.
Florida golf at its finest, and it's just every single hole is a challenge out here. It's just, I'm excited, man. I can sit here and talk about it all day.
I'm pumped. All right, so number 7, yeah, we just did 5 and 6. Pretty sure we did 5 and 6. So
Yeah,
number 7, Rory's inconsistent play here. This guy, we talked about it. He won in 2019, but hasn't even like cracked the top 15 since. Missed 2 cuts. Rory's just been all over the place on this course. You talked about it a little bit. Heavy hitters. This is a second shot course, but Rory's just been all over the place here. I think that's going to be a huge story this week. See if he could.
Oh, buddy, let me tell you, I'm glad you brought up Rory, because did you see the video that came out today? Did you not see it?
I did.
He just crashed out. Dude got chirped about the 2011 Masters.
Yeah,
Goes up to the guy, grabs his phone, walks away with it, and chucks it in the lake. This is after Rory hit a ball in the water.
He's already defeated.
The guy, he's already crumbling. What a mental midget.
A mental midget. Dude, he's just not in it this year, man. God bless. God bless.
Don't get me wrong. The guy, he has been playing pretty well, and yeah, he could win out here. We know he won in 2019. The last couple of years, he hasn't had good showings here. His game's been in decent form. We've seen him playing well this year. Yeah, we'll see, but not a good look starting off the week like that. I don't know. We'll see. With him, it's a wait and see thing. I don't know.
Yeah, we'll see.
Which Rory McIlroy are we gonna get?
Yeah, I agree with you. All right, so number 8 here, I have 17th hole. Going back to the 17th, we're talking about aces this time. There's been 5 in the last 3 years. Sorry, 5 in the last 3 years. But before that, there was only 5 from 1982 to 2001. I'm feeling another hole-in-one this year, man. I like that bet a lot. Give me that bet on 17. I think I saw the weather. It's not bad weather, so players are going to have a chance. But I'm feeling an ace, man. I'm feeling an ace on 17.
We've had 2 of them. We had 2 of them today.
With the caddies, right?
One with Colin Morikawa's caddy, and then Fernando, what's his name? Dosti, or I forget.
Dosti,
Florida, the Florida Gator.
Argentina.
He made a hole.
He's Argentinian?
Yeah, I believe so. And he played for UF. He made a hole-in-one during the practice round, and he jumped in the lake. It was actually fun.
Dude, these practice rounds are a good time. I feel like they need to start.
Do you see how they did the Creator Classic today also?
I saw it was super cool. I think Grant Horvath won.
Yeah, but my favorite part was the guy that stole the show was Trent Ryan.
Oh.
He's the one that's been all over social media, just like an everyman's man. He went out there. Did you see what he did? I think he made a 7 on every single hole except for 17 and 18. He went 10 on 17 and 11 on 18. But 17 was incredible. Like, he made it an 11, but when he finally hit on the green, he made it on the green, and just the place went nuts. He went nuts. Talk
about like somewhere where the internet, like that, the internet backs this guy up. People are watching this guy trying to break 90, and lose it. Or no,
It's
was
a
it 90 or
beautiful
100?
thing.
No, it was 90. It was 90. It was the
It,
big one.
first 100, then 90. Just a beautiful thing. It was great to see. It's just I didn't even know who won. Yeah, sure, Grant won, great, but he wasn't
Yeah,
even the
who cares?
story. I
Trent's
think
the
the
story,
stories
baby.
were him and Fat Perez making the 50-foot better than most putt, just like Tiger on 17.
Fatty
Those were the
P,
two best
baby.
moments. I love it. So that was fun to see.
I love that the
And
PGA is getting these creators involved, man. It's about time because you know what? We talked about it last year. PGA is just so boring. They're not. I don't know what they have awful publicity, and I think getting the influencers on their side was a smart move. That was a good move.
yeah, PG Tour's
Actually,
trying. They're
yeah,
trying.
they're making the effort.
They're making an effort. I think this is a big event where the commissioner does like a big press conference and talked about a bunch of stuff. Talked about the whole live thing and all that. Well, I'm not gonna blah blah blah, but he was talking about all the changes they're gonna make, how they're trying to fix the slow play. They're bringing out the rangefinders. They're finally gonna start testing out different tactics to potentially stroking guys. Do you see what they're gonna start doing now? They're gonna start posting like a list, basically like a shame list of all the slow players. So everyone and posting them in the locker room so everyone can see who the slow guys are out there.
You actually took this. That was one of my 10 things that we got to know about this tournament. That they're gonna start shaming slow players, and I love it because there's nothing better than watching people, grown adults, shame other adults for being slow at golf. For a professional setting, and they're like, "Nah, dude, you're taking 3 minutes too long on that putt. You move."
I think it's great, man. I think it's great. Look, that's been one of the big knocks on the PGA Tour. It's 5 hours of coverage.
Was it Patrick Cantley, the
slow.
one that got all that heat from? That he was so slow. Who was the one that was super slow 2 years ago? I think
Cantley plays like a snail. Bryson does math equations on the course. There's a bunch of Jordan Spieth is just talking himself in and out of.
Hey, listen, poor Jordan
He's
Spieth.
giving some
That guy's
therapy
demons.
on the golf course.
That dude is exercising demons on the golf course as we see it. Poor guy, dude. He gets in it. He gets in it sometimes.
I don't even care if you're slow. Just be self-aware about it. JT came out and he's like, yeah, look, I know I'm one of the slow. I know I'm a slow player. Okay, that's fine. At least you're self-aware about it.
Yeah.
Some of these guys like, oh, I'm not slow. Get out of here, bro. You take fucking forever.
You're a scumbag. You would be kicked out of a scramble like in a hurry if you were playing with like normal people.
Yeah, and you know what's frustrating? In every other like level of competitive golf, you're on the clock constantly. Like you have to
Aren't they on
finish
the clock
really.
at the PGA? Don't they have 10 minutes or whatever?
But like in all the other tournaments, it's actually enforced. Like in junior golf and in amateur golf and all that, like they're super strict about it. If you don't finish in the allotted, the scorecard has like actual like times
Like,
that you're
dude, you
supposed to
took too long.
finish, and like you're supposed to be done within 4 hours and like however many minutes the round is they give you. If you don't finish in that, guess what? And like you get checks. Like after 9 holes, like they'll check, and if you're behind pace coming off the ninth green, they'll warn you. And hey, you're on the clock. You got to catch up. And if you don't catch up by the 18th hole,
is it like a stroke or something?
Yeah, you get 2 strokes. They stroke you.
That's how it should be. Love that. All right, so the last one, as we already talked about the ninth one. So the last one I have here, first round leaders matter. 9 out of the last 12 were inside the top 10 after round 1. This is a course keeps people alive for a few rounds. So we saw here, 9 out of the last 12 are in the top 10 in the first round. Those are where our winners are coming from. So for placing bets after round 1, look at that stat there, and you want to stay within that top 10. Make sure your guy you're rooting for is in that top 10. How do you feel about that? Do you like that betting strategy, or you're just like, it doesn't really matter?
I've been implementing a similar strategy all year. I'm betting a lot less pre-tournament. For me, it's a Scotty Scheffler effect. I've been betting Scotty I'll put a few units on Scotty, 2 or 3 units, and then I'll put another maybe unit or 2 on a couple other guys that I like. But I won't go into a tournament with more than 3 guys right now, pre-tournament bet. And then I haven't been doing it after the first round. I've actually just been waiting till Sunday and betting. And then I'll bet if Scotty's not winning, then I'll just bet. I'll pick someone that's in that within that top 5, top 10 range. Yeah, and either on Saturday or on Sunday, depending on how the tournament's going and how much I'm paying attention. It's been pretty good because at worst case, I think I've done it 5 times this year. for tournaments, and I've only 3 out of the 5. I've hit 3 out of 5, and only on one of them was it just breaking even. The other ones I've been profitable on them, so it's been pretty good. So I hate that strategy for this week. Yeah, maybe make a couple bets pre-tournament. We'll get into some of those, and then wait for after the first round. That's a good stat that you threw out there. That you nine of the last, what was it? 9 of the last 10 winners.
12.
9 of the last 12 have been in the top 10 after the first round. Put your bet you guys now. Wait for the first round. And then, but again, the weather, it's supposed to be windy on Thursday too. I think tomorrow might be one of the tough days, but then I know Friday and Saturday it's going to be perfect weather. Sunday, the forecast says rain, but still too early to tell.
It's Florida rain, though. That's Florida rain.
Yeah, it's Florida rain. Who knows?
Doesn't matter. It's going to rain any day.
It could say 80%, and then the day of, it's just nothing.
Nothing. Beautiful day. All right, so
Don't
let's
ever
go
trust
through. Let's
Florida
go
forecast.
through the field right now. Let's go through our top contenders. I got 4 of them here. These are the big dogs. Obviously, they're predicted to win. They have the best or the worst odds to win. But you got Scotty, Rory, Colin, and Berg. We talked about these guys all year. Last year, these are one of the 4 best golfers, right, in my opinion, right now in golf. Scotty, obviously, we just talked about him, defending champ, best player in the world. But pressure of a 3-peat's real here. I don't know if he's going to pull it through. I'm not going to bet against him. I think what you say, we talked about it last year with Scotty Scheffler. There's a lot of money that was wasted betting against Scotty Scheffler. I'm not doing that again this year, dude. Always sprinkle something on Scotty. Always sprinkle something on Scotty. He is an iron player. This course is like made for him, right? This is a good course. We've seen it. He's won 2 in a row. This is a good course for Scotty Scheffler. This is right up his playing style. He hasn't had that great of a season this year. Not saying he's had a bad season, but it's just not like what we're used to seeing with Scotty.
He's not winning. He's not winning every week, but yeah. He's still playing.
He's
still
20.
playing. Yeah, he's still doing Scotty things.
Yeah.
He's already won this year. And look, I'm with you. I bet him every time he's in the field. I'm betting him. Like I said, multiple units just because of the odds you get on him, but still bet him. And then bet maybe a couple other guys out of the 4 that we said.
I like Colin, man. I like Colin and Aberg. Those are. I don't like Rory this week at all. We talked.
I mean, look, I could see Rory playing. He's been playing good. I could see him coming out and playing well, but I'm not going to bet him. Colin is another good bet, but right now I'm a little nervous about Colin just because of his. At this point, he won those majors early on in his career, and he hasn't won it. He hasn't won, I think, since 2021. He hasn't gotten it done. He's had multiple like he never. I think it's starting to become like a thing with him, like a storyline. Like Colin can't close since then because we saw him close tournaments out early on in his career, but he hasn't won since 2021, and he's had multiple times going into Sunday with a lead, or taking the lead and not been able to hold it. He hasn't been able to close the door.
Some injuries. He was fighting some injuries before. But
this year has been multiple years with multiple of like times this has happened. I don't know if it's something. Maybe he's not being aggressive enough or something on Sunday. He's playing too conservative. I'm not sure. So I'm probably going to stay away from him as an outright. I do, if you want, put a top 5 on him. I think that's a great bet for him. And then Aberg is the other guy. I love Aberg this week. He's another one that is built for. He drives the ball straight as an arrow. To Colin Morikawa plus 155, top 5. It's not a bad bet. But Aberg, going back to Aberg, I think he drives the ball straight as an arrow. The guy's just such a well-rounded game. He's one of those guys that I do think his game fits here very well, just because he doesn't really have a weakness. He's a robot, a machine, similar to Scotty. They have it all. I would not be surprised if Aberg comes out and we see him have a super strong showing and put his name up there in the mix.
Yeah, he's one of those guys that the experts love this week. You'll see him all over the expert chats and betting picks. People love Aberg this week. He finished 8th last year. Great player, has all the shots, great with the putter in his hand. It'll be fun. It'll be fun to see him make a run, and this will be a huge tournament for his record. Super young, so he's got a full career in front of him, but this is a nice way to start it off. Let's talk a little bit about these kind of mid-tier players, guys who aren't necessarily your top contenders, but still have a chance. I have Tommy Fleetwood here, man. Consistently great approach player. This is his shtick as a player. Not really that long, but he's still looking for that huge, big PGA win. I like
It's
Tommy Fleetwood.
long enough, but yeah, I would say he's actually one of my favorite top 10 bets.
Yeah.
Yeah, I actually have a top 10 ticket on him. Definitely like him. He's another great iron player. Can play in kind of any kind of condition too. If it's windy, rainy, he's got those iron multiple ball flights. He can flight it down if he needs to. He's a great iron player. But yeah, he's another one of those guys that just he hasn't gotten it done yet. Not that he can't. Everybody knows it's coming. So that's just my reason why I like him for a top 10. I think in this range, there's a couple other guys that I like better as an outright to win. I think Hideki, I like Hideki a little more to win out here. He's another machine as a ball striker. Justin Thomas is actually one of my favorites
Obviously, I was
this
just gonna
week.
say
Obviously,
that.
he's one of my. I'm a huge JT homer,
Yeah,
but
I'm riding
he is.
JT hard this whole year. He's my
Yeah,
Masters guy. This is my
and I
Masters
rode him
guy.
hard last year too. But this is a course where he's won here. He loves this course. He's also a great iron player. If he can drive the ball well, which has been a little bit of a problem for him this year, and last year was his putting. Seems to be putting better. I had the stat his strokes gained putting is a lot better than last year, but his driving has been a little inconsistent. So if he's getting the ball in play this week, I could definitely see him making noise. I do have a ticket on him for outright. And
However,
then
how about Straka Seppi this week? He's been
yeah,
super hot, playing great this year.
read my
You know,
mind. And I have him in the tier below. I think this tier for me ends at Shane Lau. No, not even like
Shane
Xander.
Lowry's playing great. He's
And then
become a really good
I'll put
golfer.
Shane, Sep Straka, Jason Day, Keegan, some of these other guys in this range that I think this is like the most fun range right now to bet in my opinion, because this is where you get those like plus 4,000 odds where you can actually make some good money. Sep Straka is one of the guys. Love him. He's another guy, incredible iron player. Has been playing well all year.
Gonna win this year.
Already had a win this year. Has had multiple top tens. We know he can play. We know he can when he's hot. The guy can put the lights out of a golf course, and he's a ball striking machine. He's an absolute ball striking machine. I can't say that enough. And this is a second shot golf course. I love me some Sep Straka this week. Him and Shane Lowry are two guys that I like. Shane playing well. He's a tough golf course player. He loves tough golf courses.
Best finish here has been 8th place.
Yeah, but he's playing really well this year. He also plays well in Florida usually, but I see him like his game is in form right now, and this is a golf course that it doesn't always. You have guys that they're in good form and they show the players and they like miss the cut, and then you have guys that are like just like playing horrible and then they just come in and they almost win the damn thing.
I think the Players is a great like. Where am I before the Masters? Like, where's my game right before the Masters? How am I actually playing against?
Yeah, this is like the first big like litmus test for these guys, and then they'll see where their game's at, see what they need to work on, and then from here to the Masters, they're just kind of working in these next few tournaments on that, getting ready for the Masters and making sure they're dialed. Guys, I would stay away from in this range that I don't like. Two guys that we need for the Ryder Cup that aren't playing well right now, Xander and Cantley. Cantley just has it.
I literally have 3 guys to fade. It is Shuffle, Cantley, and Rory. Those are my 3 guys that I am fading hard on this tournament. I just don't think they have it.
Yeah, I'm not going to go out there and tell people to fade Rory. I'm not going to bet him. I have a huge bias against him.
Come on.
That's just me.
Come on, fade him.
I'm not betting him. I'm telling you, I'm fading him. I personally am fading him, but I'm not going to go out there and be like, oh, don't fade Rory because it's Rory. He could show up and play, but you won't see me with a ticket on him. Cantley hasn't been in form all year. Just hasn't really had it so far this year.
Anything.
I don't know if it's just he doesn't care right now. I don't know. I don't know what it is. Injury. Maybe we saw this with Rory last year and the year before. These guys, they get really involved in the player board and the PGA with the negotiations and all that. And they just have a lot on their plate and a lot going on, especially with the current climate and the bunch of meetings, a lot of off the course stuff that they have to handle, other responsibilities. So we saw that kind of be a distraction for Rory in the past. He's gone away from that. He's started playing better, and Cantley's kind of taken his place. And he hasn't really been playing well. So right now, I'm not fading. I'm fading him, and Xander's just got that injury.
Yeah, Xander's got the injury bug, man. He's just not in great form.
He'll come around. He's just trying to get back from that. I think it was like a foot injury that he had. Just give him some time. He'll be fine later on this year. He'll definitely be ready for the majors, and we'll talk about him then. But I'm not touching him this week.
All right, I got two. I got two crazy long shots. You tell me how crazy. I got Berger, who's red hot right now. That guy can't be any hotter. I think he's a great value pick. I think I saw him at plus 5,500. Someone even had him at plus 6,000. So
he's plus 6,000 right now.
Oh, there you go. So he's at plus 6,000 right now. And then I got Michael Kim at plus 7,500. He's got 5 straight top 15 finishes, playing some of the best golf we've seen him play right now. He's at plus. What I have him here as plus 75. I don't know if or plus 7,500. I don't know if he's gone up.
Yeah, I still got him. He might be better now. But my favorite bet for Michael Kim is top 10 plus 650. Give me a little bit of that. Give me a little Michael Kim top 10 plus 650. I'll take that all day. He's been playing great. I don't know. This is the type of tournament that a guy like Michael Kim would win because you could see anyone win. But that would be a huge breakthrough for him. That would be a monster moment. It'd be very fun to see. So if you want to sprinkle a little bit on that, plus 75 or plus 8,000 at those odds, why not, bro? Put half a unit or something on it. And Berger, we're pretty lockstep this week, man. Like, you're throwing out all the guys that, like, I was like, if they don't throw these guys out, I'm going to talk about them. And you've hit every single one. Seb, JT, Berger, Scotty's given.
Scotty,
Aberg.
If I don't talk Scotty, I don't know golf.
Yeah. Sugar Shane, Tommy Fleetwood. These are all guys that I have some form of bet with all these guys, whether it's a top 10 or outright.
We're dancing, dude. We're dancing.
So, we're dancing, but you nailed it on the head, man. Berger's another guy that I like a lot. Been in good form. He's a Florida guy. He loves playing in Bermuda. He's been on fire. He's out here trying to prove a point. Back from injury. Great to see him. And we've seen this guy before. He's a streaky player. When he's hot and he's in form, he wins.
Yeah.
He's done it all the time. He's not always in form, but when he is, he's win. He's a multi-time tour winner, and we've seen it when he gets out on these runs where he's playing well. He'll rip 2 wins off in something like that and just make his year. This would definitely be the biggest win of his career. But give me one of the hottest players at plus 6,000, one of the hottest players in the last month at plus 6,000. Give me that all day.
Yeah. So we talked a lot about the players here. You said it earlier. This tournament is very much about the golf course, about TPC Sawgrass. We said it's a shot maker's course. It forces the players to work the ball with their irons and punishes bad tee shots here. We talked about 17, how it's like one of the most famous short par 3s that exist on the tour, but also 18, one of the hardest finishing holes in the tournament. Lots of history here. A lot of the time the tournament is won on 18. Water's all along the left. You're probably going to need a par here to win it. How do we feel about this year? Like we said on Friday, on Sunday, the weather's going to be pretty bad. Supposedly it's going to be raining.
That's what the forecast says, but we'll see.
The tour this year, you've seen players win with minus 30s, minus 29s, all these under pars that are wild. What do we think we're going to see at this tournament here? Are we going to look at an 8 under par tournament winner?
I think it'll be a little higher than that just because the change from this tournament used to be played in May, and it was a way different golf course then. It was a lot drier, a lot hard, a lot faster. You always had a lot more wind, and then now they moved it back to March. So the course plays a lot softer. It has rained. I think the Monday, Tuesday, I think it poured there. So it's going to be a softer course. In March, you get a lot of the overseed. They overseed everything. So the course is going to be beautiful. It's going to be super green. It's going to look great on TV. But we may not see the super, super tough conditions that we sometimes get out there where single digits wins the tournament. I could still see like a 15, 16. I think it's going to be more around like 15, 16 under is going to win. Depending on the weather, obviously, if we have like normal weather the whole week, maybe a little wind tomorrow, so it's a little tougher. But I just think with the way conditions are going to be on this course, you're going to see some guys throw some low rounds, 5, 6, 7 under out there. I think that is out there this week, but it's not going to be 30 under. It's not even going to be, you won't even get close to 20 under. That's just my opinion. It's too tough.
Does the winner win by 1 or 2 strokes?
I think it's going to be close. This tournament's always close. How many times have we gotten playoffs here? If not, it comes down to the last 3 holes.
Who was it? Who was it? Was it Ricky Fowler that had to
20,
win? That he won with
20
birdies.
2015, he went. Yeah, I think he finished
17 and 18.
He finished like eagle birdie or something like that, or eagle bird. I know he went eagle birdie, and then he birdied 2 more holes in the playoff.
Oh man,
to get
it's
in.
gonna be fun. Hopefully, we get like a good moment like that. It's been a minute since we saw a fun moment in golf.
Hey, last week you just didn't have the sexy names, but last week was a good finish. It was it was missing the sexy names, but it was besides Colin, because I don't consider Russell Henley. Sure, he's becoming
sexy,
a bigger name, and yeah,
he's a sexy man, but not in the way we're talking about here.
He's not a sexy name. He doesn't move the needle for me. We saw Colin kind of shit the bed again, but it was a good finish. Not for nothing, but it was a good finish. You know, that back nine Sunday of the Arnold Palmer was a lot of fun. I think we're going to get similar to that, and I'm just hoping that we get some of these big names in the mix here. Give me some firepower at the top.
Give me some firepower at the top.
I'm starving for that.
All right, so let's finish up here. Give me your final prediction. Give me your hot take. Who's winning this thing?
Who's winning? Outright a outright winner?
Yeah.
Like one pick only? One pick only?
One pick only.
Not named Scotty?
Not named, yeah, obviously. Not named Scotty.
Because if not, I'm just going to pick Scotty.
Yeah, not named Scotty.
Okay, I'm going to go Justin Thomas.
Ooh, you dog. I was going to take that one.
I mentioned him last week. I could see him winning a tournament like the Players this year. Chucky Hoops like that play too, and I'm going to stick with it. Justin Thomas, give me him. You want a long shot? You want a fun one?
Burger. Say it.
No. I'm going to give you an even funner one. A guy that we haven't talked about that I think is playing well. Give me Captain Keegan.
Oh, Bradley Keegan, no chance.
Keegan Bradley, baby. Guy's playing great. He is red hot right now. Let's be honest. He's red hot right now.
He is.
The dude wants to make the Ryder Cup team.
He wants to be a coach player so bad, or a captain player so bad.
He does. He came out and said it, I think, last week. There was an interview last week where he was talking about how he really feels like he's still in the prime of his career, and he really, as much as he was chosen, I think his words were he was chosen by his peers to lead them, whatever, blah, blah, blah. I want to make this team. He's not going to make himself a captain's pick. He's come out and said it. If he makes the top 6, if he qualifies in the top 6, he'll play. Okay. But other than that, so he's playing really well.
He is. So does he? When we talk about American golfers, is he Mr. America as captain?
He is not Captain America right now. He's Captain Keegan. I'm not going to give him that title. He hasn't done enough
Captain
to be
America. He's got to win it. He's got to win it.
I don't know. He's got to do something right now.
Who holds that title right now? Who holds Captain America?
I hate to say it, but if you go by the last Ryder Cup and the last President's Cup, when it comes to team golf,
don't say it.
It's Patrick Cantlay, man. The dude's Captain America right now. I don't know what it is about this U.S. team that the scumbags just turned out. Like, first it was Patrick Reed is the original Captain America. People just forget. Patrick Reed versus Rory McIlroy, that singles match, it's the most electric. It is the most electric Ryder Cup match I have ever seen. I've never seen anything like that where they were screaming and pointing and making eagles on top of each other and screaming at each other. It was just incredible.
It wasn't this.
And that was when. No, that was like the 2016 Ryder Cup.
No, I'm saying it wasn't. I was going to say it wasn't this last Ryder Cup. It was the one before, I think, that I saw with Dustin Johnson, that he's just like pouring beer down like the gullets of all the players. That made me feel good. That made me feel like this is America. Like we deserve it.
Yeah, I do miss Dustin Johnson.
I do miss him,
dude. But he is. Do you see him? He finished last at the live event. I think in Hong Kong. Dead.
We talked about
it. Fucking last.
I don't know if we talked about this on the pod or not. Did we talk about how John Rahm just lost his soul?
Yeah, I was one that said it. He's in golf purgatory.
Did we say that? Yeah. Did we say that on the pod, or did we just talk about that in person?
I don't know if we said on the pod, but yeah, John Rahm is currently in golf purgatory.
Sans Bryson and Brooks that play good golf. They're competitive when they come to these Masters tournaments. They're major tournaments, yes. Everyone else just looks defeated when they come.
Yeah. Don't get like Rahm won the Masters, so we know he can still play well. But since he's gonna live, like
he just lost his soul.
That he's a dude that needs that competitive fire. He needs it. He wants it. He's talked about that's what he loves, his legacy. the legacy of being the next great Spanish golfer, then Sebi or John Rahm.
Sergio in his prime.
Still playing good, man. Sergio
Sergio's
won
playing good.
in Hong Kong.
Sergio's playing good. Yeah.
Sergio's gonna find it.
older though now, right? He's got to be.
Yeah, dude.
Long in the
he's long in the tooth. He's in his 40s.
Yeah. No, probably
sure.
older. No.
He's in his. No, he's not 50, but he's in his 40s.
Is he gonna
you just forget because he was
on the Champions Tour.
No, you just forget that Sergio was like 17, 18 when he started playing on the PGA Tour. Yeah, he was like 18. He was a kid.
Yeah, you're right.
He's been out here for 100 years, but he's going to find himself on a Ryder Cup team.
Okay,
but we don't need to talk about live guys.
We don't need to talk about
enough about live golf.
So you're picking freaking Cantley as a long shot. No, sorry, Keegan Bradley.
Give me Captain Key. That's my long shot dark horse.
That's your hot take. I'm gonna say, since you took to win it, you took JT. I'm gonna take, I think, Aberg. I'm gonna roll with Aberg at this time. I think he's got the power, he's got the accuracy, he's got the momentum. Give me Aberg. If it's not Aberg, and we're saying we're not Scotty, I'm gonna go Morikawa. But I like Aberg for this week.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not?
I like him. All right, I don't have anything else to say about TPC and the Players Champion. Do you have?
Nope. Look tomorrow in the morning before the guys tee off. If you want to make some fun bets, they haven't released them, at least not on my book, on these group matchups. I like to bet them right before they tee off. Sometimes they'll release some things like total birdies for the group, total birdies for certain players. That's a really fun bet. You got some fun groups. Berg and Justin Thomas are, I believe, they're in the same group with Matsuyama. So if you can find that bet for that, could be very fun.
That's a great group,
right?
That's fun.
Players Championship, they do a good job with the groups.
What I do love too is that some books let you like pick two players and match them up against each other. I love doing that. Like a Scheffler versus Morikawa round 1 would be a lot of fun. Rory versus Aberg, Fleetwood versus Thomas. I think those will be a lot of fun matchups if you can do it. If your sportsbook allows you to do it, get into that. Let me know how
most of them do. You can find them. I know mine does. Yeah, but definitely look for those bets. Those are some of my funnest bets. You bet total birdies for
those are so much fun. And when you're watching the game
for the group, and then you're just rooting for birdies, and you want these guys. You root for the whole group,
or you bet like whole bets. I love also like the whole bets. Oh, there's gonna be however many birdies on 16, however many birdies on.
Yeah,
those are a lot of fun too.
Still, the best bet in for Sawgrass is balls in the water, over under balls in the water on 17. Yeah, it's the best. Just bet whatever it is, bet the over and pray for chaos. So fun. It's so fun.
All right, guys. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us. That's our wrap up for the Players Championship preview. Make sure you guys follow, subscribe. I'm gonna put a link here for the merch that's coming out for our Masters line. All of the Augusta line that we have. We got 6 different shirts. Make sure you guys check them out. Subscribe, comment below. Let us know who you guys are taking for the Players Championship. And hopefully you guys do. And hopefully we do well. And everybody's making money. Javi, thank you so much. You are a beautiful man.
Glad to be here. Can't wait.
I have to ask something before we let you go. Are you sad when I don't make fun of you in the beginning about how hairy you are?
Yeah. I'm not sad. I was just like thrown off. I was waiting for it.
I know. You know what? I completely forgot about it, and I'm sorry. I'm going to apologize. That's on me.
That means next week you got to give me 2.
No problem. All right, guys. Enjoy the players. Let the bets all hit and stay dry on 17. You guys are awesome. Thank you so much. Goodbye.
Peace.